To go before we get this one started. Welcome inside the Southwest Basketball Center First Bank Court as we get ready for basketball action this afternoon. It is the Lions of East Mississippi taking on the Bears of Southwest Mississippi Community College. You look at East Mississippi, they come in having played 9 games on the year. They are 6-3. They sit at 5-2 currently in the North Division, winners of 3 in a row, as they defeated Mississippi Delta, Meridian Community College, and Itawamba. They had a game against Northwest that they were unable to play last week, of course, due to the bad weather up in North Mississippi. For Southwest, they've played 10 games. Coach Brian Bender's crew currently sitting at 7-3 on the year. They're 6-3 in conference play. Of course, they took that hard luck loss to East Central, 87-86. Boy, the buzzer's gone the way of the Bears so many times, but the buzzer not the friend of Southwest when they lost up at East Central, 87-86. Starting lineups going out. Michael Gunnell giving those. Let's pick them up.
6'5" freshman from Hattiesburg, number 5, Nick Walker. At guard, 6'4" freshman from Louisville, Kentucky, number 10, Blake Butler. At guard, 6'2" freshman from Louisville, number 11, Hunter McCutcheon. And at forward, 6'6" sophomore from Utica, number 23, Corey Smith. The head coach for East Mississippi is Billy Beckley. He is assisted by DJ Evans.
And now the Bears starting lineup. Back to the public address announcer.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, for your Southwest Bears. At guard, 6'7" freshman from McCall, number 1, Javius Moore. At guard, 6'6" sophomore from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, number 2, Kale Carter. At guard, 6' sophomore from Corinth, number 4, Tatum Strickland. At guard, 6'1" freshman from Washington, D.C., number 5, Zay Blake. And at forward, 6'6" freshman from Gulfport, number 24, Nate Hudson. Head coach of the Bears in his 3rd season is Brian Bender. His assistants are Vince Thibodeau, Corey Smith, and Zach Barnes.
Well, there you go, the starting lineups from Michael Gunnell. Let's give them to you again for the Bears. It will be Moore, Strickland, Blake, Carter, and Hudson on the floor for Southwest. For East Mississippi, it will be Pittman, Walker, Butler, McCutcheon, and Smith on the floor. These two teams, of course, last time they played, it was a Saturday afternoon up in East Mississippi, and it was a game that went into overtime that the Bears defeated the Lions on. Let's see if the Bears can have that happen to them twice in a row as they can defeat the Lions here on this Saturday afternoon. Softball being played on the campus as well over at Bear Park. Baton Rouge Community College in for a twin bill. We'll try to keep you posted on what's happening over there as well throughout the course of the afternoon. Right now we're ready to go. Opening tip for this one from First Bank Court here on the campus of Southwest Mississippi Community College. And we are ready to go here as we get this one started. The ball up in the air, and it will, no jump there. Now let's see the real jump. Oh, now they go, and it will be the Lions who control it. They couldn't decide who wanted to get in the air first. The ball finally released and into the hands of East Mississippi. East Mississippi with Walker. Walker lost it for a minute, got it back into the hands of Butler. Butler looking around for it. Butler will give it to Smith. Smith goes underneath. Shot put up won't go off the hands of McCutcheon, and East Mississippi gets it back. Now the 3 ball from downtown. That one won't go from Butler. Now Butler gets another chance. Rolls inside, hands it off, and gives it to Walker, and Walker gets the first basket of this afternoon affair. So the East Mississippi Lions score first. They go up 2-0. 19-18 to play. Opening moments of this one here inside the Southwest Basketball Center at First Bank Court. Bears with the basketball. Carter down in the corner, thought about it. Has a man come out to grab him. He goes back up top with the basketball. He'll hand it to Moore. Now Moore fires a long 3. That one off the mark and won't go. Moore had a chance for the 3 ball. He wouldn't go that time. Here comes East Mississippi back on the offensive end with Butler. Butler top of the key with it. Butler will give it to Pittman. Pittman hands it off real quick to McCutcheon. He gets rid of it too. Now East Mississippi throwing it around. Now they got an open man for a 3 ball. Put up, wouldn't go. And the rebound, they say, stays with East Mississippi on the out-of-bounds call. So East Mississippi keeps it with 9 showing on the shot clock. So with 9 seconds showing on the shot clock, East Mississippi keeps it inbounds in the quick basket from Smith. Ja'Cory Smith makes it a 4-0 game. Here come the Bears back on the offensive end. Blake brings it down for the Bears. Blake gives it to Moore. Moore top of the key with it for the Bears. Moore lost it, got it back, gives it to Carter. Carter back beyond the three-point line, will give it to Moore. Moore wants to shoot the three, put up, won't go. Fight for the rebound, picked up by the Bears, and in for the first Bear basket is Zay Blake. Blake picked that one up, got it to go. East Mississippi, the three on the other end from McCutcheon won't go. Carter grabs rebound for the Bears. Here comes Carter back down the floor. Goes underneath, wants to get rid of it to Strickland, and Strickland lost it for just a second, and the ball hit the out-of-bounds stripe. He had it for a second but lost it with 17:54. We'll go back to the other end of the floor. Basketball in the hands of Pittman. Pittman, top of the key with it, 17:46 to play. Pittman gives it to Walker. Walker to Butler. They want to go back down underneath. Little fadeaway jumper put up, won't go, but a foul called. Javius Moore will get the foul called on him. So the foul against Javius Moore will send to the free throw line Smith, Ja'Cory Smith, to the free throw line for the Bears. For East Mississippi, So Smith will shoot a pair from the free throw line. First one up, good. Smith makes the first one to make it a 5-2 game. He'll have one more coming from the free throw line. Second free throw for Smith. He'll take a deep breath before he releases this one. Deep breath taken, he releases, and he misses that one. Bears grab the rebound. Here they come with Strickland down the floor. Strickland with the basketball, top of the key. Underneath, gives it back to Moore. Moore goes to Blake. Blake fires the three. That one put up, won't go for the Bears. Here comes East Mississippi back on the offensive end. East Mississippi bringing it around. Top of the key, now they go to Butler. Butler in traffic, lost it, got it back. Carter almost took that one from him, but he was able to get it back. 17:08 to play. Basketball in the hands of East Mississippi, and a foul called. It's on Cale Carter. He'll pick up his first. So Carter going to pick up his first. And now the Lions will inbound it. They'll hand it to Butler. Butler goes to McCutcheon. He's up top with it. Nate Hudson out to guard him. He gives it off to Pittman. Pittman looking for some help, wants to go underneath. The shot put up by Walker, good. Walker's got 4 of the 7 here in the early going. It's a 7-2 game. Strickland with the basketball for the Bears. 16:39, the clock running. Strickland, long 2, put up good for the Bears. Tada Strickland puts that one in and good, makes it a 7-4 game. Here comes East Mississippi on the other end. Top of the key to Walker. Walker goes to McCutcheon. McCutcheon wants to get rid of it underneath, back to Walker. Walker posted up, goes to the basket, and all by himself lays that one in to make it a 9-4 game. 9-4 in favor of East Mississippi. Bears with the basketball with Strickland. Strickland had to get rid of it to Moore. Moore beyond the three-point line, good. Javius Moore beyond the three-point line with it, makes it a 9-7 game. Lions with the basketball, down in the lane, brings it back out. Hands it to Smith. Smith with the basketball. Smith goes to Butler. Butler passes on the three. McCutcheon doesn't, he drains it. From way downtown, McCutcheon drains the three, makes it a 12-7 game. Bears back on the offensive end. Bears again playing tonight without the services of Michael Barber. And into the lane goes Blake, and he'll pick up a foul. The foul is on McCutcheon, his first. That's the first against East Mississippi in the game. Bears will get Bogan in. They'll also get, Gadsden and Lamine in. Hudson, Moore, and Carter will all take a seat for the Bears. 12-7 the score. East Bears will inbound it. East Mississippi will bring the pressure. Bears will get it into Lamine. Lamine let the botcher in. Malik Lamine used his long arms to get a basket for the Bears. Into the hands of Butler. Butler flips it around. Now everybody's touched it for East Mississippi. It's back out with McClutchin. He gets rid of it again. Into Smith, he will go. Smith looking for some help, and he passes it right to Zay Blake. Here comes Blake down the floor, misses the first one, the putback good. Blake missed his first one, got his own rebound and the putback. It's a 12-7 game now, Bears down 1. Basketball belongs to East Mississippi. Butler with it. Butler flips it to Pittman. Pittman with the basketball, top of the key. 14:40, the clock running here in the opening moments. McCutchin with the three, put up, won't go. Lamine the rebound for the Bears. Lamine will give it to Blake. Blake hands it to Bogan. Bogan stops, he traveled with the ball. Bogan stopped and couldn't get his feet to stop moving as he slid across the floor and had the travel called against him. Lions will work on the offensive side now with Pittman. Pittman will bring it length of the floor for the Lions. 12-11 the score. Basketball belongs to East Mississippi. They go underneath to Smith. Smith loses it. Bears have it. They go to Gadsden down the floor. Gadsden lost it. Bogan on the putback won't go. Now Lamine has it. His shot put up won't go. Bears finally get it back with Blake. Blake top of the key with it. Bears couldn't get it to fall, but Blake able to come back down with it. 8 on the shot clock. Blake the long two. His is good. Zay Blake's long two is good for the Bears. Bears take their first lead at 13-12 here at First Bank Court. Basketball again goes to East Mississippi. Top of the key with Pittman. Pittman flinches it over to Smith. Smith in trouble, had to get rid of it to Walker. Walker passed on the three, and now he jukes, jives, and travels. Little juke move he put on him, he ends up traveling. Walker Moreland gonna check in. Moreland checks into the basketball game for the Bears. Bears with the basketball with Gadsden. Gadsden, top of the key with it. Gadsden goes to Bogan. Bogan, the three ball put up, won't go. Rebounded, picked up by East Mississippi. Down the floor they go. They give it to McClutchin. He will travel with the basketball. So he traveled with it. And the ball will belong back to Southwest with 13:07 to play here in this opening quarter. So with 13:07 to play, it's a 13-12 basketball game. Basketball will belong to the Bears. Bears with it. Bears with the basketball in the hands of Moreland. Moreland with it, back out to Blake. Blake with the basketball. To Lamine. Lamine in traffic, and it's going to be whistled. Is it out of bounds? I think it's just out of bounds. Who last touched it? They will say it stays with Southwest, and they'll ask Moreland to inbound it. So Moreland will inbound it to Lamine. Lamine touches it for a moment. Moreland, the three ball up, no good. Moreland, boy, had a chance at the three ball that time, couldn't get it to fall. Basketball in the hands of East Mississippi. East Mississippi with the basketball down in the lane. The punch back to Roberts. Roberts goes to Washington. Washington, he traveled underneath with it. Washington traveled right down there in the lane with the basketball, and that'll put it right back into the hands of the Bears. Bears will give it to Blake. Blake with it going down the floor. 13-12, 12-22 to play. Basketball belongs to Gadsden and the Bears. Gadsden goes underneath. Shot put up, won't go. Rebound picked up by East Mississippi. Here they come back down the floor with Roberts. Roberts goes to Washington. Washington puts it up, rolls it around, and it finally gets in. And now we have a Washington's basket And now, unfortunately, with the loss there for a moment, it's going to go right back to East Mississippi. They'll put 20 on the shot clock and give it back to the Lions. Lions will inbound it to Lewis. Lewis will give it to Washington. Washington in the lane. Shot put up, won't go. They got the rebound, blocked by Lamine. It's into Blake's hands. Here comes Blake down the floor. He gives it to Gadsden. Gadsden goes to Moreland. Moreland flips it around, back to Bogan up top. Bogan, the basketball, back over to Blake. Blake with it. Goes down in the lane, and he will be fouled by East Mississippi.
East Mississippi foul number 2.
The foul's on Washington. He picks up his first. It's the second against East Mississippi. Basketball inbounded to the Bears. Bears with the inbounds. They'll give it to Strickland. Strickland with it, top of the key. Strickland in the lane. Lost it, got it back, put it up, and it won't go. Boy, it's set up there on the rim forever and wouldn't fall that time for the Bears. East Mississippi back down the floor. There's a travel call. The travel called against East Mississippi will give it back to Southwest. Bears down 14-13. Gadsden under pressure will bring it down the floor. 11:15 to play. Here's Gadsden with the basketball. Gadsden getting played man-to-man. Gadsden top of the key. Works over there, tied to the side, puts the one-hander up, it won't go. Here comes East Mississippi with the basketball. Now they lost it in traffic. Gadsden forced it. Strickland got it. He gave it to Blake. Blake gave it to Moore, Carter, and Carter laid it in. I'll get all the names right in a minute. Carter, the one with the basket for the Bears. 10:43 to play. 15-14. Bears back by 1 here at the Basketball Center First Bank Court. Basketball in the hands of Washington. Washington, the jumper, put up, won't go. Rebound fought for. The Bears come down with it, and we get a foul called. Foul. It's on Deloche of East Mississippi. That's his first, and the third picked up by the Lions. The Lions have picked up their third foul. Gadsden will inbound it to Strickland. 10:27 clock running here this afternoon. Strickland will give it to Gadsden. Gadsden with the basketball for the Bears. Gadsden top of the key with it. Boy, I tell you, they're playing Gadsden. They are sticking to him like glue. And now the turnover forced underneath. That'll give it back to East Mississippi. East Mississippi back down the floor with the basketball. Gadsden now sticking to Washington like glue. Washington able to dribble out of him, throws it up, and it's no good, but a foul called. It's on Malik Lamine. That's his first. That's the third picked up against the Bears. And Washington will go to the free throw line now for East Mississippi. So Washington to the free throw line for East Mississippi. 9:52 to play, 15-14 the score. First one up, good. Washington drains the first. Makes it a 15-15 game. We're tied here at Southwest. Bears want to get Nate Hudson back into this basketball game. Now also check Jenkins in. Second free throw, drains it. Washington made them both from the free throw line. 16-15 is East Mississippi by 1. Bears will give it to Strickland. Strickland will bring it down. Strickland, in that man-to-man, picks up the double team, looking for help. He'll go to Jenkins. Jenkins will give it to Carter. Carter's three put up, won't go. Rebound fought for and grabbed by East Mississippi. Here comes Washington back down the floor. 9.5 to play. Washington goes underneath to Walker. Walker had to get it rid of it and got it back out to Butler. Butler's three is good. Blake Butler's three good. Makes it a 19-15 game. East Mississippi back on top with 9 minutes to play here at the basketball center. Strickland with the basketball. Throws it up off the rim, off the backboard, no good. Going back on this other end with the Lions, 8:53 to play. Lions down underneath with the basketball. They'll bring it back out now. Working in there is number 2, Washington. 17 on the shot clock. Washington gets rid of it to the hands of Smith. Smith into the lane. Shot put up. The one-hander won't fall. Here we go. Back to the other end for the Bears. Bears have it with Jenkins. Jenkins to the hoop. In traffic. Puts it in and good. And the offense and the foul called. Jenkins the basket. The foul is on number 5, Nick Walker. Walker picks up his 4th. And that makes it a 19-17 game, and boy, Jenkins is still down for the Bears. Jenkins still down for Southwest. Morgan Arrington, the assistant athletic trainer, out to check on him. In traffic, Jenkins went to the hoop, picked up the foul, but he is face down on the floor here at Southwest. They have sent the teams back to their benches, and Coach Brian Bender will be allowed to give somebody else the opportunity to shoot the free throw. As Morgan Arrington going to help Jenkins back up. Jenkins, she basically just turned him over. He's still down on the floor here at Southwest. So Jenkins still down 19-17, a chance to make it a 1-point game from the free throw line. But right now, everybody looking at the floor and Jenkins, who is still down on the floor here at Southwest. Softball being played on the campus today. Coach Shay Johnson, who earlier this week picked up win number 100, is now up to 103 wins on the season. Jenkins up under his own power. He'll go towards the sidelines. He gets a round of applause from the fans here inside the Southwest Basketball Center. Morgan Arrington will walk him down First Bank Court back to the training table. Malik Lamine already at the trainer's table. Bears will choose Zay Blake to shoot the free throw. So Blake will shoot the free throw for Jenkins. Bears will also check Nate Hudson back in for Jenkins. Free throw for Blake up, won't go. 19-17, the East Mississippi lead is 2. Lions with the basketball, 8:19 to play. Now the Bears have both Lamine and Jenkins at the trainer's table here on a Saturday. Basketball into the hands of the Bears. Shot put up, won't go, and now on the rebound, a foul called. Foul.
Number 23, Smith, his first, team fifth.
It's on 23, Ja'Cory Smith, who picks up his first. That's the 5th against East Mississippi. Lamine's come back to the bench for the Bears and giving Coach Brian Bender the indication he's good to go. Bears with the basketball with Carter. Carter flips it back to Strickland. Strickland with the basketball back into the hands of Carter. That's Moore now who touches it. Moore with a, let's see, that's a 2 ball for Moore to make it 19. 7.5 to play. Moore's basket ties it at 19 with 7.5 to play here in the first half. Basketball belongs to the Lions. They go to the free throw line. Butler's put up, won't go. Here come the Bears back on the other end. Moore wants to shoot the 3 ball. That one off the mark. Blake the long rebound for the Bears. Blake gives it back to Carter. Carter touches it for a moment to Moore. Moore down in the corner with it, gives it back to Blake. Blake back out to Carter. Carter's 3, good. Kale Carter, the 3-ball, good that time, makes it 22-19. Lions with the basketball in the hands of Walker. Walker gives it to Pittman. Pittman top of the key with it. Pittman touches it to Smith. Now they toss it around, does East Mississippi. Clock down to 6:43. The 3-ball put up by East Mississippi won't go, but East Mississippi underneath with Butler gets the rebound and the putback. Butler the rebound and the putback makes it 22-21. Boy, a tight one between these two on a Saturday afternoon. Bears give it to Moore. Moore back to Strickland with it. Strickland with the basketball, 6:19 and the clock running. Bears give it to Hudson. Hudson goes underneath to Carter. His put up won't go. Fighting for the rebound. It's tipped away, and they'll say it stayed with the Bears. Bears going to keep the basketball with 6:07 to play. Bears will get 20 on the shot clock. And we'll bring it in on this side. Lamine, who left the trainer's table earlier, will check back in. Nate Hudson will go to the back to the bench for the Bears. They'll put it in, bounce to Zay Blake. Blake, top of the key, shoots the 3-ball. That one off the rim, no good. Blake got that one off the rim but couldn't get it to fall. Here comes East Mississippi back with the basketball. 5:52 to play. Basketball in the hands of Butler. Butler with the basketball in the lane. Pitches it out to Pittman. Pittman looking for Butler again. Now Zay Blake going to take this one away. Blake lays it up. Moore puts it in. Moore gave him the put up. Man, he put it in. Blake gave him the putback and he put it in. 24-21, Bears lead it. Into the hands of Walker. Walker underneath, his shot put up good. Nick Walker's got 6 of the 23 for East Mississippi. Zay Blake with the basketball. Blake working into the lane all by himself. The put in it good. They exchange baskets that time and it stays a 3-point game. Basketball belongs to East Mississippi with Butler. Butler to shoot the 3-ball up, no good. Lamine will grab that one for Southwest. He'll give it to Blake. Here comes Blake down the floor for the Bears. Blake into traffic, pitches it out to Moore. Moore hits Strickland in the corner, 3-ball good. Strickland's 3-ball in and good, makes it 29-23. And we'll have timeout on the floor. It's a 30-second timeout in favor of East Mississippi. Let's see here. Lady Bears beating Baton Rouge is 7-1 in the top of the 4th. So that's a softball score. Michael Gunnell passing that out to us here at the Southwest Basketball Center First Bank Court. So it looks like Coach Shay Johnson and his Lady Bears in pretty good shape against Baton Rouge Community College. Don't forget, we're right back here in the Basketball Center on Monday night. Men's action, the rematch with Hines. Bears went to Utica. Hines beat the Bears. That's one of the 3 losses on the Bears schedule. And the Bears will look for that to rebounded matchup with Hines Monday night, 6 o'clock here inside the Southwest Basketball Center. East Mississippi with the basketball. The one-hander laid up, no good. Bears clear the rebound. Here comes Gadsden. He checked in during the timeout. Gadsden to Strickland. Strickland the long 2. Put up, won't go. Basketball into the hands of Smith. Here comes Smith down the floor. He wants to give it to Pittman. Pittman hands it off underneath. Shot put up and a foul called against Walker. It's against Malik Lamine, who picks up his, let's see, that's the 2nd against Lamine, the 4th of this basketball game. Coach Brian Bender gets a little explanation from the official who made it. Walker goes to the free throw line for a pair. First one up, good. Walker makes the first. Makes it 29-24. Walker with the 2nd free throw coming. Second free throw for Walker. That one up good too. So Walker will make them both from the free throw line. 29-25, the Bear lead here at Southwest. Gadsden with the basketball to Blake. Blake wants to shoot the three. Put up, won't go. Rebounded, picked up by Smith of East Mississippi, and here come the Lions back down the floor. 3:45 to play here in the first half. Lions with the basketball, trying to set something up for McCutcheon, and he lost it. They tried to set him up. He lost it to Blake. Blake with the basketball to Lamine. Lamine on the putback, won't go, but he traveled. Lamine tried to step around Butler, and in the process of trying to step around him, he ends up traveling. 3:27 and the clock running. 29-25 to score here at the basketball center. Basketball in the hands of Pittman. Pittman down into the lane with it. His put up won't go. Lamine will grab the rebound. He'll give it to Blake. Here comes Blake and the Bears. Blake gives it to Gadsden. Gadsden working on the corner, up top with it. Gadsden goes to Moore. Moore with the basketball back to Gadsden into traffic. Gadsden goes to the hoop. Shot put up, no good. Here comes East Mississippi back. They'll work with 2:51 to play. East Mississippi with the basketball. Now Butler lost it. He lost it to Strickland. Strickland will give it to Javius Moore, and he'll slam it home for the Bears. 31-25. That's the second time the Bears have put the alley-oop. 2.5 to play. 31-25. The Bears lead East Mississippi. East Mississippi with the basketball. Underneath, they'll go to Walker. Walker being double-teamed will get rid of it to Pittman. Pittman in the lane gives it back to Walker, and this time he gets open and slams it home. He's their leading scorer, and he's the leading scorer in this basketball game for East Mississippi. Bears with the basketball. Goes to Gadsden down in the corner. Gadsden brings it out of the corner towards the hoop. Bears flip it around to Strickland. Strickland gives it back to Moore. Moore's three ball, put up, won't go. The putback by Gadsden's good. Gadsden's putback is good, makes it 33-27. And they're going to call a foul on, technical foul on Javius Moore. They'll call a technical foul on Javius Moore with the Bears. So he'll get the technical foul called. McCutcheon will shoot the free throws. It was after the basket that the technical foul was called. So not sure what happened over there, but it warranted the foul. McCutcheon makes the free throw. Makes it 33-28. He'll have a second free throw coming. Second free throw rolls in and good. He made them both. 33-29 the score now. Each team with 5 fouls here in the first half. 33-29. The Bears lead it here inside the Southwest Basketball Center. Basketball will go to the hands of Pittman. Pittman will bring it down the floor for the Lions. 1:44 clock running here, under 2 minutes to play in the first half. Basketball belongs to East Mississippi with Roberts. Roberts to McCutcheon. His three put up, won't go. Blake the rebound. Here comes the Bears. Blake in traffic, gives it to Strickland. Strickland goes to the hoop. Shot put up, won't go. Put back by Nate Hudson is good. Hudson on the putback, got that one to fall. Bears up 35-28, 1:17 to play. Basketball into the hands of McCutcheon. He'll get rid of it to Smith. Smith with the basketball goes to Roberts. Roberts, top of the key with it. In traffic, he'll go to the hoop. His put in is good. Roberts, his first hoop of the game, will make it 35-30. 51 seconds to play. Bears get the shot and the foul. Nice job that time by Zay Blake, but he'll get the offensive foul call. So he raced that basket. Zay Blake with the foul called offensively. Well, I was going to give him some props, but they say that the feet were planted, and they call the foul offensively against Southwest and Zay Blake. Jenkins will check back in for Gatson. Good to see Jenkins is okay. He will re-enter this basketball game for the Bears. 35-30 the score. Basketball belongs to East Mississippi with 40 seconds to play. Basketball in the hands of Smith. Smith got rid of it to Walker. Walker with the basketball goes underneath. His shot put up. They say he traveled before the shot. Traveling called against East Mississippi, and it'll stay 35-30. 31.2 to play. Bears have a shot clock with about a half a second difference. And it's about a half a second difference for the Bears with the shot clock and the game clock. 35-30, the Bears lead it. Blake bleeding it down for Southwest. Gets it to Hudson. And Hudson lost it underneath and traveled with 5.2. And now with 5.2, East Mississippi will have the basketball with a chance for a final shot with 5.2 seconds to play. So a chance for East Mississippi to pick up the final shot here. East Mississippi will give it to Pittman. Pittman will pick it up once it crosses the timeline. He'll go to the hoop. Jenkins will block the shot out of bounds. With 0.8 to play, it'll belong to East Mississippi. Bears will bring Malik Lamine back in. Bears will send Carter to the bench. They want to put Lamine in front of the guy trying to inbound it. That's Pittman. Pittman will inbound it with 0.5. The three's up by McClutchin. It won't go. And it's a 35-30 halftime score. The 35-30, the halftime score in favor of the Bears. And we'll step aside for a 2-minute break. Back in 2 minutes with some halftime numbers. You're listening to Bear Basketball on WAZA. You're watching Bear Basketball on Bear TV.
Now is your time to be a part of an amazing class of students. There's so much going on here at Southwest, you won't want to miss out. We have scholarships available for music ensembles, cheer, and athletic teams. You can be a part of our active and vibrant campus life, where students are determined to meet their goals. With our new and remodeled residence halls, you have the convenience of staying on campus or commuting. You can even take classes online. At Southwest, you can get an authentic college experience at a fraction of the cost of a four-year university. You belong here. Southwest Mississippi Community College classes start soon, so schedule an appointment today to get on track to a better you. Find us at www.smcc.edu.
I can say I've done a lot of things in my life. I've flown with the Eagles, rolled with the Cowboys, I've barreled through the barriers. One thing I can't say though is that I did it alone. People ask me what makes a legend. I always say it's about being a part of something bigger. It's never just me. It's always one for all. Whatever comes your way, do it together.
Southwest Mississippi Community College. By the way, one change on the score. It's 35-31 in favor of the Bears. We checked the scorebook, and they say it's 35-31, not 35-30. Well, joining us here at halftime, before we look at the numbers, former basketball manager Drake Hughes, who is back helping us out on this Saturday afternoon. He's the pinch hitter for our 25-second or 30-second clock operator, I should say. Let's get official here, right?
Yeah. 30 seconds and 20 on a rebound.
Yep. You got that figured out?
I think so.
I think the officials only had to correct you one time, so you did pretty good, huh?
Yeah, that's nothing.
Well, Drake, you followed Coach Brian Bender and this basketball team around for 2 years and had a lot of fun with them, didn't you?
Oh yeah, it was a lot of work, but a lot of fun also.
For those who may not know what exactly the manager of a basketball team at a community college level does, kind of tell us what your responsibilities were.
It was anything from sweeping the court, or if a guy fell down in practice or in the game, to getting a towel and mopping it up, or filling up water for practice, or getting pads, and basically doing anything they told me to. Washing clothes, everything.
You stayed pretty busy, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
It's a good job, but a busy job, right?
Yeah, very much so. And it's more than just being a water boy.
Yes, it's way more than that. I noticed, and I know during the practices you would run the clock and stuff, so that's your familiarity with the clock and the 30-second clock and all that good stuff, right?
Yeah, that's how I learned how to do it, and I did some scrimmages for them before, and so yeah, I'm a little familiar with it.
Well, you've moved on from Southwest Mississippi Community College and got yourself working. Now, where are you working at?
I'm working at Gigantic Bag right now, but I plan on going back to school and continuing my managing career. So we'll see how that goes.
I know you were planning on doing that, and then, of course, COVID-19 hit and kind of railroaded your path a little bit, but good to see that you were able to rebound nicely. And, again, you are planning on going back to school and getting back into your managerial duties. You even did some baseball managing for Coach Ken Jackson, didn't you? For I think 3 games before the season was shut down, right?
Yeah, it was supposed to be the rest of their season, but I only got to do about 3 or 4 games. But baseball managing was fun too.
A lot of responsibilities, but different responsibilities on the baseball side, wasn't it?
Yeah, and one thing I noticed managing is basketball is a very fast-paced sport, and you have to manage it like that. And baseball is kind of slower, and you don't have to go as fast-paced as you do with basketball. I
tell people that, too, that are wanting to get into announcing it. And I'm like, you just take a deep breath in basketball and you exhale about 15 minutes later. But in baseball, it's a little bit slower, a little bit different game than basketball for sure, even at the community college level, isn't it?
Yes, very much so, very much so.
Well, Drake, we're glad to have you back on a Saturday. I think I saw you at one other game. It's only your second game you've been able to make, isn't it?
Yeah, I work during the week at night, so I was off that other night, so I'll be doing the shot clock next Saturday too, so it's good to be back for a few weekends.
Yeah, just a couple of weekends to spend with the Bears basketball team, and of course a lot of these guys that are on this team this year, some of them were here last year too, so I'm sure you remember some of the faces. And
yeah, I know. I remember a few of them, and Michael Barber, he's injured right now. We played against him in high school. So.
Yeah, he's a Jackson Academy guy, so yeah. You remember him from your high school days at Park Lane Academy, don't you?
Yeah, just a little bit. Everybody calls him Mike, but I remember him as Barber.
And then, of course, not only the Coach Vince and Coach Bender that are still here, but I saw Coach Jeff was in the stands today. So
yeah, I just saw him. I'm going to have to go talk to him here in a minute. I just saw him when we started this interview.
It's kind of a basketball reunion going on here today, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little weird.
35-31, 8:44 left to go in the halftime. You've been in these halftime conversations with Coach Brian Bender, up by a few points. What's he telling the team right now?
The biggest thing that I remember that he used to always say at halftime is the most irrelevant score in sports is the halftime score. He says you got to go back out there with the mentality of 0-0. That's how you have to play. So they're not really picturing the score right now. They're up by 4 points, but they don't see it like that. They see it as 0-0. They got to come out here and still win.
That's a good philosophy to have, isn't it?
It is.
Play the second half like it's the first half and go out there and win a basketball game.
That's what you got to do.
Well, you've missed a lot of the games. I think he's won 3 or 4 on the last-second shots, so let's hope we're not going down that route today.
Yeah, let's hope that doesn't happen. Let's hope they can do it without that.
Yeah. Maybe with a minute or two to spare, we can take a breath in this one.
Yeah, that would be nice, real nice.
Well, Drake, it's good to have you back. Nice insight, a different insight on the game from somebody that, again, has been in that locker room before with Coach Brian Bender and, of course, has been on that bus and trailed around this basketball team for a couple of years. Nice to have you back. Good luck with the 30-second clock in the second half. I think the officials like you, so you should be okay.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Let's take a break. We'll come back, run down the score of the first half. Scoring of the first half coming up after a 2-minute break. Back in 2 minutes, Bear Basketball is on WAZA, and, of course, you're watching Bear Basketball on Bear TV this afternoon.
Now is your time to be a part of an amazing class of students. There's so much going on here at Southwest, you won't want to miss out. We have scholarships available for music ensembles, cheer, and athletic teams. You can be a part of our active and vibrant campus life where students are determined to meet their goals. With our new and remodeled residence halls, you have the convenience of staying on campus or commuting. You can even take classes online. At Southwest, you can get an authentic college experience at a fraction of the cost of a four-year university. You belong here. Southwest Mississippi Community College classes start soon, so schedule an appointment today to get on track to a better you. Find us at www.smcc.edu.
You got I heard Lonnie play spots.
I can say I've done a lot of things in my life. I've flown with the Eagles, rolled with the Cowboys, I've barreled through the barriers. One thing I can't say though is that I did it alone. People ask me what makes a legend. I always say it's about being a part of something bigger. It's never just me. It's always one for all. Whatever comes your way, do it together.
All right. Is the Intex mixer in the bottom side of that? Look on the task manager. Look at the bottom where the toolbar across the bottom. Is one of those Intex mixer? All right. Make sure the last four are selected 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Then I have no idea. All right, just give it back to me. Well, back here at the Southwest Basketball Center, scoring from the first half, leading scorer for the Bears, Javius Moore with 10 in the first half. He leads the scoring for Southwest. Zay Blake with 8, Kel Carter with 7 in the first half. 5 for Strickland, then 2 apiece for Gatson, Jenkins, Lamine, and Hudson in this basketball game. So 10 for Moore, 7 for Carter. 10 for Moore, 5 for Carter, 5 for Strickland, 8 for Blake, 2 for Gatson, 2 for Jenkins, 2 for Lamine, and 2 for Hudson, the scoring in the first half for the Bears. You look at the Bear fouls, Lamine and Moore both playing with 2. The only other Bear foul was Zay Blake with 1. You look at East Mississippi, leading scorer for East Mississippi is Nick Walker with 12 in the first half, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 in the first half for him. 5 apiece for Butler and McCutcheon, 4 for Washington, 3 for Smith, and a basket for Roberts. So the scoring for East Mississippi in the first half, 12 for Walker, 5 apiece for Butler and McCutcheon, 4 for Washington, 2 for Roberts, and 3 for Smith. You look at the fouls against East Mississippi, nobody with multiple fouls. For East Mississippi, Washington, Walker, McCutcheon, Deloche, and Smith, all with 1 foul apiece in this basketball game. For East Mississippi, Bears leading at 35-31 here at the break. Well, don't forget, we're right back here inside the Southwest Basketball Center, First Bank Court on Monday night. The Bears get their rematch with Hines Community College. 6 o'clock tip for that for Coach Brian Bender and the Bears. Of course, like I said, Hines, if you look on the Bears sheet, they are one of the 3 losses the Bears have suffered here in the early going. The Bears lost Meridian, Hines, and East Central are the 3 Bear losses. So the Bears with a chance to get some retribution on Hines Monday night, 6 o'clock here inside the Southwest Basketball Center. Of course, the Bear women will make the trip to Hines. They will play Monday night, 6 o'clock up in Utica against Hines. So that's when the head coach of the Lady Bears, Coach Brent Harris, will be back in action again on Monday night at 6 o'clock at Hines. And, of course, Coach Brian Bender and the Bears in action 6 o'clock Monday night here at the Southwest Basketball Center. Of course, softball action going on right now on the campus of Southwest Mississippi Community College with the Bear women taking on the Baton Rouge Community College. 35-31 our score here with 1:57 to play in this, with 1:57 here in halftime. It's 35-31. So the Bear women, don't forget, they're playing Baton Rouge Community College. They started at 1 o'clock. They were leading pretty good in the first game. We'll try to keep an eye out on the conclusion of that first game and check on the second game as well, as the Lady Bears, of course, Coach Johnson and the Bears picking up, Coach Johnson, I should say, picking up a win 100 earlier in the week on Tuesday with, of course, picking up win 101 and 102 respectively on Wednesday. So he's at 102 and counting for the Southwest Bears. Got about a minute to play. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. Back in 30 seconds, Bear basketball on WAZA. And of course, you're watching Bear basketball on Bear TV.
I can say I've done a lot of things in my life. I've flown with the Eagles, rolled with the Cowboys, I've barreled through the berries. One thing I can't say though is that I did it alone. People ask me what makes a legend. I always say it's about being a part of something bigger. It's never just me. It's always one for all. Whatever comes your way, do it together.
What now? Yeah, just 30 seconds. Give it back to me. Well, we get ready to play the second half in this 35-31 game as the Bears along the basketball. They get it to start the second half here at the Southwest Basketball Center. And Zay Blake up top with the basketball. Blake goes to Strickland. Now he'll flip it back over to Carter. Carter's shot put up, won't go. Bears, though, right there to get the rebound with Moore. Moore hands it to Blake, and Blake shoots the three in and good. Zay Blake with the three in and good to make it 38-31. 19 and a half to play, opening moments of this third quarter. 38-31, basketball in the hands of Walker. Walker hands it to McClutchin, and he goes underneath, trying to connect with Walker, and a foul called. Foul going to go against the Bears. It'll go on Zay Blake, who will pick up his second for the Bears. That's the first against the Bears, and Walker will go to the free throw line. So Walker will go to the free throw line for Southwest. First one up and good. So Walker will make the first, make it a 38-32 game. Walker will have a second free throw due. First, the officials talking something over. Coach Brian Bender had wanted some answer that the officials congregated and gave him, and now Walker will make the second free throw. 38-33, just over 19 minutes to play here in the second half. Strickland with the basketball. Strickland working to Blake. Blake back out beyond the three-point line. Shot put up, won't go. Boy, Blake got the last one, couldn't get that one to fall. Here comes East Mississippi back on the offensive end. Basketball in the hands of Pittman. Pittman will give it to McClutchin. McClutchin goes down underneath to Walker. Walker gives it back out to him. Shot, thought about it, nope, passed on it and gave it to Walker. Walker posted up underneath. He got loose and got the basket. Walker has all four of East Mississippi's points to make it 38-35 here in the second half. We went to the locker room. 31 for East Mississippi, 35 for the Bears. And McClutchin will get a basket that time down. Excuse me, that's not McClutchin who got it for the Bears. That was the Bears making that basket. Bears will flip it over to, they will flip it back out to Butler, and he will be called for the offensive travel. Now I think we got everything set again in our scorebook here. I was trying to make some corrections with my scorebook, and Well, you look down for a minute and you can miss some serious action here in community college basketball. Luckily, if you're watching it on Bear TV, you saw it happen. For those of you on WAZA, sorry about that. 40-35 is the score. It's a 5-point game. Boy, Strickland loose underneath, went for the basket. Now a foul called against the Bears, going for the rebound. It's on Nate Hudson, who was going for the rebound. So Hudson will commit the foul, trying to go for the rebound. It's 40-35 in favor of the Bears. Basketball will belong to East Mississippi. They will bring it length of the floor with Pittman. Pittman with the basketball will give it to Walker. Walker up top to Butler. Butler with the basketball. Butler to McClutchin. He wants to shoot a three, and that one's good. Three ball from McClutchin makes it 40-38. Back to a 2-point game now in favor of the Bears. Strickland will bring it down, hand it to Blake. Blake will give it to Moore. Moore to Carter. Carter wants to go towards the hoop. His shot blocked. On the floor, picked up by East Mississippi, and bringing it down is number 1. That's Pittman. His shot put up. It won't go. Here come the Bears back on the offensive end, and Javius Moore going to lose it. Right back down the floor comes East Mississippi. McClutchin with it. His shot won't go. The putback, though, by Butler is good. Butler right there to give it to the putback. Ties it at 40. 16:44 to play. Tied at 40 here at the Southwest Basketball Center First Bank Court. Hudson out beyond the three-point line with the basketball, gives it to Strickland. Strickland working down in the lane, hands it to Moore. Moore's jumper put up won't go for Southwest. Javius Moore's jumper won't go that time. Bears back on defense. The three ball put up, it won't go. Moore gets the rebound. Here we come back on the offensive end for Southwest. 16:15 to play. Strickland to Moore. Moore down in the lane with it. Bounces back out to Strickland. Strickland with the basketball for Southwest. Strickland cuts the corner, goes down into the lane. Shot put up and a foul called. He got the basket. It's on 23. That's Ja'Cory Smith, his first. And the Bears will send Strickland to the line, count the basket to make it 42-40. And Smith, chance to make it a three-point play. Moreland and Bogan going to check in, as does Jenkins for the Bears. Now Lamine going to come in. The Bears sub out basically everybody but Strickland. Shot up, and that one good. Strickland made his free throw. 43-40 takes the lead to 3 for the Bears. East Mississippi with the basketball. Into the hands of Pittman. Pittman will bring it down with 15.5 to play. Pittman hands it to Smith. Smith gives it back to Walker. Now to McClutchin. He'll shoot a three, and that one's good. Hunter McClutchin with the three to make it 43-43. We're tied again. Bears with the basketball with Strickland. Strickland working. Back beyond the three-point line. Oh, that one wouldn't roll in. Rolled all the way around the rim, but wouldn't get in the basket for the Bears. Here comes the Lions. Lions with the basketball for Pittman. Pittman hands it to Walker. Walker all by himself underneath will slam that one home. Walker somehow got underneath all by himself and gives his Lions a 2-point lead. 15:07 to play. Jenkins with the basketball to Moreland. Moreland gives it to Strickland. Strickland goes to Lamine. Lamine back to Moreland. Moreland, the long two, and he'll be fouled. Foul is on 23. That's Smith. He picks up his third. So Smith going to pick up his third foul, and Walker Moreland will go to the free throw line for the Bears. Moreland will shoot a pair. First one. Good. Makes it a 45-44 game. Moreland can tie it from the free throw line now. Smith will go to the bench. Makeem Roberts will check in for East Mississippi. Moreland makes the second. 45-45 the score as Moreland makes them both from the free throw line. McClutchin with the basketball. He'll give it off to Walker. Walker underneath and an offensive foul called. The offensive foul called on Walker, who picks up his second. That's the third against East Mississippi here in the second half. 45-45 to score. Bears will ask Jenkins to inbound it. Jenkins will inbound it to Strickland. Strickland with the basketball. They'll bring the full court pressure. Strickland will get it across the timeline. Lost it on the floor now, and it's picked up by Butler. Here comes East Mississippi. Now Butler on a wild pass. Jenkins going to get that one from him. Jenkins will give it to Moreland. Moreland hands it to Strickland. The Bears will try to set something up here. Strickland with the basketball for Southwest, top of the key. Strickland hands it to Moreland. Moreland, the long three ball won't touch anything, and it will go out of bounds and belong to East Mississippi. Moreland put that one up from way downtown. It didn't touch anything, so East Mississippi lets that one go out of bounds. Basketball belongs to the Lions. In the lane, Lions want to get underneath to Walker. Walker lost it, but a foul called. Foul is on 22, Malik Lamine. He picks up his third foul. And Walker will go to the free throw line to shoot a pair. Tied at 45. Here comes the free throws now for Walker. Makes the first one. It bounced all around, but finally got in the hoop. One more coming for Walker. Shot up, and that one gets home. So Walker will make both free throws. 47-45. Bears down two. Strickland with the basketball to Jenkins. Jenkins working to Bogan. Bogan working down underneath. A little soft touch from Bogan, and that one's in and good. Bogan took a little off that one and just laid it into the basket. 47-47 in traffic. He'll throw it away. Walker had it in traffic, and he throws it away, and the Bears will own this one. 47-47. Inbounds it to Strickland, who gives it to Jenkins. Jenkins will cross the timeline with it. Jenkins at the free throw line, back to Moreland. Moreland passes on the three to Lamine, and it's off Lamine's feet and out of bounds, and will go to East Mississippi. Bears want to check Zay Blake back in for Moreland. So Moreland will check out. Zay Blake going to check back in for Southwest. Basketball will belong to Pittman. Tremont Pittman will bring it down to McClutchin. He'll shoot the three. Up, no good. Rebound, put back, no good. And on third effort, the Bears get it with Bogan. Bogan waits for Strickland to come grab it. Strickland grabs it from him. Strickland, man-to-man formation defense for the Lions. Strickland down in the lane. Oh, Bogan went to the left, and he threw it back to his right. And it's out of bounds and goes back to East Mississippi. Miscue there between Strickland and Bogan will give the turnover. Bears are going to get Carter and Gadsden and also Nate Hudson back in. It's Bogan, Strickland, and Jenkins who will check out for the Bears. 47-47. Basketball will belong to East Mississippi. They want to shoot the three. Put up, no good. Blake the rebound. He's in traffic. Goes up, puts it up, and they call the foul against East Mississippi. No, excuse me. They call the foul on the Bears. That's Zay Blake who gets the offensive foul called. They call the foul offensively against Zay Blake. They called charging on Blake. So 47 all, we stay. 12:25 to play here inside the Southwest Basketball Center First Bank Court. Butler with the basketball. Touches it for a moment to Walker. Walker lost it underneath. Gadsden forced it. Hudson picked it up. Here come the Bears now with Blake. Blake with the basketball. Blake will give it to Moore. Moore touches it to Carter. Now it ends up in Hudson's hands. He's underneath. Soft touch by him. Put up, won't go. And the rebound picked up. Rebound picked up. They'll go down the floor. It's in the hands of Washington. Washington will go to Roberts. Roberts with the basketball. Roberts down underneath, wants to bring it back out. He'll bring it back out to Walker, and Walker wants to shoot a three. That one good. Walker's three ball good, makes it 50-47. Gadsden with the basketball for the Bears. 11 and a half to play. Gadsden, man to man, goes underneath, the one-armed hand up, lays up, won't go. Gadsden had to look, couldn't get it to fall. Goes back down the floor with it, into the hands, in the corner of, that's Sanders, and Sanders put up, won't go. Romeo Sanders out of the corner wanted to put the three ball up, it wouldn't go. Zay Blake with the basketball for the Bears, 11 minutes to play here inside the Southwest Basketball Center at First Bank Court. Blake with the basketball, he goes underneath, his gets in and good. Blake's is in and good to make it 50-49. And Southwest wants to take a timeout as Southwest takes the full timeout. Let's see here. Southwest 10, Baton Rouge 2. So SMCC and Coach Shay Johnson going to pick up a 10-2 victory over Baton Rouge Community College in game 1. They'll play game 2 over at Lady Bear Park with Baton Rouge. By the way, don't forget over at Lady Bear Park, the division side of their schedule, the games that start counting will start up on Tuesday night. Their old rival, Colin, will be in town. 3 o'clock first pitch. You can watch those games on Bear TV Tuesday afternoon at 3 o'clock over at Lady Bear Park for Coach Shay Johnson as they start to really matter, as the rest of the games on Coach Shay Johnson's schedule will be MACC events. And it all starts with the old rival Colin. By the way, Coach Ken Jackson's men will be up in Wesson to take on the Colin Wolfpack to get their division slate schedule started. Baseball and softball kind of doing it very similar to what basketball is doing. When the softball girls are at home against, say, Colin Tuesday night, the Bear men will be on the road against Colin Tuesday night. That's kind of the way it sets up as far as baseball and softball goes. We're back to action here inside the basketball center in the hands of Smith. Smith goes to Pittman. Now everybody touches it for a moment, back to Smith. Now back to Washington, and Washington lost it, but it was kicked by Kel Carter. So the kick ball will give the full 20-second shot clock to East Mississippi. They will inbound it with Walker. Walker beyond the three-point line to Pittman. Pittman with the basketball, top of the key. Pittman working down in the lane with it. Shot put up, won't go. Rebound picked up by Blake. Here comes Zay Blake and the Bears. Blake gives it to Strickland. Strickland to Carter down in the corner. He'll go to Hudson underneath. Hudson brings it back out to Strickland. Bears down 1, 50-49. Strickland gives it to Hudson. Hudson right back to him. Strickland in the lane, and he walked with it. Took the extra step, and he traveled. Basketball belongs to the Lions after the travel call. Bears will have to play defense here. Pittman will touch it for a moment to Smith underneath. Smith lays it off the blackboard, no good. Here comes Zay Blake on the offensive end, and Blake is fouled as he goes to the hoop. The foul is on Pittman, who picks up his first. It's the fourth against East Mississippi, and Zay Blake will go to the free throw line now for the Bears. First one up, and that one rolls around and won't get in. So Blake will miss the first free throw. The second one could still tie it, though. Second one's good. Blake makes one of two and ties it at the free throw line. 50-50 here at the Basketball Center, First Bank Court. 9:38 to play. Basketball in the hands of Pittman. Pittman Out to Washington. Washington gives it back to Pittman. 9.5 to play. Bears on the defensive end with Roberts. Roberts the three ball, good. Makeem Roberts gets on the scoreboard here in the second half. Makes it 53-50. Bears with Zay Blake with the basketball. Blake top of the key. Blake spins, goes to the hoop, has his shot blocked, got his own rebound though. And will bring it out to Strickland. Strickland with 12 on the shot clock. He'll give it to Moore. Moore in the corner with it, posted up, goes toward a hoop, jumper, put up, good, Javius Moore. Black one. A foul. So it stays 53-52. They put some kind of warning on black one, that's Pittman. They don't give him a team foul, just a warning to him that goes into the book. Basketball will belong to East Mississippi. Down in the corner, they want to get rid of it. Back across the floor to Washington. Washington goes to Pittman. Back to him, and he traveled with it. They flipped it back to Roberts, and Roberts took that step. When you take that extra step, the whistle's going to come. So now the Bears will inbound it down one. Bears will bring it with Zay Blake. Blake down in the corner with it. He will give it to Javius Moore. Moore goes to Strickland. Strickland gives it back to him. Three ball put up, won't go. Rebounded, picked up by East Mississippi. Pittman working down underneath. His shot put up, it'll go, and a foul called. Pittman gets the basket. The foul called on 24 for the Bears. That's Nate Hudson, who picks up his second. That's the team fifth, and Pittman will go to the free throw line to shoot one. So Pittman to the free throw line to shoot one. Free throw for Tremont Pittman. Up and good. So Pittman will make the free throw. 56-52, East Mississippi leads it. 8 minutes to play. Basketball in the hands of Zay Blake. Zay Blake with the basketball. Gives it to Moore. Moore hands it to Strickland. Strickland. Lamine out to set the pick for him. The long two put up, won't go. And it's out, last touched by East Mississippi. I think it was Walker, the last to put his hands on that one. So the Bears will inbound it underneath their own goal. Bears inbound it and give the alley-oop to Javius Moore. Boy, on the inbounds, it was an alley-oop to Javius Moore. 56-54. The lead 2 now for East Mississippi. That was a nice look. Hopefully you saw it on Bear TV. The inbounds pass was the alley-oop. They give it to Smith. Smith up top to Walker. Walker gives it back to Smith. The three ball's good. Walker's three good. Makes it a 59 game. Excuse me, that was Smith with the three, not Walker. Now McCutcheon going to catch it on the inbounds pass. He's going to go back down the floor, lay his one-hander up. It won't go. Putback won't go either. East Mississippi gets nothing that time down. Javius Moore with the basketball. Wants to go underneath to Lamine, and a foul called. Fouls on 11. It's McCutcheon. It's the fifth against the East Mississippi Lions, and the Bears will inbound it with 24th showing. The Bears will inbound it to Moore. Moore will give it back to Carter. His three ball good. Cale Carter's three ball good. That makes it a 59-57 game, and the lead cut to 2. And Southwest wants the timeout. Southwest going to take a 30-second timeout. Want to remind you, did get this message handed to us yesterday. The home softball doubleheader against Coahoma, which was originally scheduled for Saturday, March 6th. That game has been moved. It will now be played Friday, March 5th, with game one scheduled to start at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So again, the softball doubleheader against Coahoma that was originally scheduled at Lady Bear Park for Saturday, March 6th has been moved up one day to Friday, March 5th, with game one set for a 2 o'clock first pitch. Wanted to get that note in for you. So expect Lady Bear softball Tuesday and Friday next week with a couple of home bouts. Tuesday with Colin, on Saturday with, on Friday with Coahoma. The Lions own the basketball here. They'll go top of the key with it to Roberts. Roberts down underneath, and a foul called against the Bears. Roberts went to the hoop, had the foul called against him. They call it on Cale Carter. That's the 6th against the Bears. And Roberts will go to the free throw line now for East Mississippi. First one up and good. Roberts makes the first one, makes it 60-57. Roberts will have a second free throw due. Second free throw up, good. Roberts makes both free throws and makes it 61-57. Bears want to make a substitution. They will get Javius Moore out. They'll get Strickland back in. Strickland will be tasked with inbounding it. He'll get it to Blake. Blake will push it down the floor for Southwest. Blake goes to the corner to Moore. He'll put his free throw. Cale Carter, that's Carter, not Moore. Carter just checked out. That was Moore. That was Moore that checked out. That was Carter with the three. Nice pick there on the inbounds pass for the alley-oop. Well, you always know Chuck Barnes is going to be in the right place at the right time. At least he hopes so most days. 61-60, the lead cut to one. Foul going to be called against the Bears. It looked like the shot had no chance of going in, but a Southwest foul against Blake, who's going to pick up his fourth. That's bad all the way around. That's the 7th against the Bears and the 4th against Blake. Pittman will shoot the free throws. He caught it on his fingertips and put it in. Man, what a shot that was a few moments ago here at First Bank Court. 61-60, shot up, no good. Pittman misses the first. East Mississippi up 61-60 with 5:52 to play. Second free throw coming for Pittman here on this Saturday afternoon. Non-division tilt between these two teams. Remember, the Bears took it to overtime up at East Mississippi a few weeks ago. That one picked up by Lamine. Jump ball called. Wow. Basketball will stay with the Bears. I never saw him tie the basketball up. He tied Lamine up. The Bears own the basketball. East Mississippi going to own the basketball on the change of possession. East Mississippi underneath. Shot put up, won't go. Rebound picked up by Carter. Carter will go to Jenkins. Jenkins, the basketball to Strickland. Strickland to Carter. Three ball put up. That one rolls off, won't get in. Carter, the three ball wouldn't go that time. Here comes East Mississippi with McCutcheon. His three is good. Three ball by McCutcheon is good to make it 64-60. And now we got a 30-second timeout for East Mississippi. Basketball game here, a 4-point game. East Mississippi 64, Southwest 60. Lady Bear softball won 10-2 over Baton Rouge in game one. They're about to start game two over at Lady Bear Park. Probably 3:30 or so this afternoon. They'll throw the first pitch of game two. You're riding around looking for something to do when this one's over. Head on out to Lady Bear Park. Coach Shay Johnson his Lady Bears final tune-up before division play Colin at Southwest Tuesday afternoon for a double dip. Don't forget as well, Hines is here in the basketball center against Coach Brian Bender's Bears Monday night at 6 o'clock. Jenkins with the basketball. He'll bring it length of the floor. And a foul going to be called against East Mississippi on 23. They get Smith. That's his fourth. So they get Smith on his fourth foul. So now Blake has 4 and Smith has 4. Each team with one person in foul trouble. Jenkins with the basketball to Strickland. Strickland down in the lane with it. Jump shot put up, won't go. Rebound picked up by East Mississippi. 5 minutes to play now. Lions with the basketball in the hands of Pittman. Pittman beyond the three-point line with it. Gets it to Butler, top of the key. Butler hands it to McCutcheon. He goes top of the key with it. Thought about the three, passed on it, and passed it to nobody out of bounds. Well, miscommunication that time. East Mississippi wants to bring somebody in. East Mississippi will get Walker in. The Bears will get Javius Moore back into this contest. Kel Carter will get a breather for the Bears as he goes to the bench. Strickland has the basketball, down 4 for his Bears with 4:39 to play. Strickland with it up top for Southwest. Strickland with the ball on the floor, into the lane, bounces it out to Lamine. Lamine gives it back to him. 3-ball put up, won't go. The put back, wouldn't fall for Moore. Moore, the put back, tried to lay it off the glass and it wouldn't go for him. Pittman with the basketball. He stops, gives it to Smith. Smith hands it right back to him with just over 4 minutes to play. Basketball in the hands of Walker. Walker got rid of it to Smith underneath, and he'll put it in. Ja'Cory Smith puts it in to make it 66-60. It's a 6-point game now in favor of East Mississippi. Gadsden with the basketball. He'll be fouled by Pittman. Pittman will pick up his second foul, and it'll be a 1+ opportunity for the Bears with Gadsden. Gadsden a chance to shoot the 1+. First one up off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound picked up by East Mississippi. 3:43 clock running here on the inside the Southwest Basketball Center First Bank Court on this Saturday afternoon. Basketball belongs to Butler. Butler gives the alley-oop, and it's in and good to Butler. Butler had it, cut towards the goal. As he cut towards the goal, Walker throws it up to him, and the basket's good to make it 68-60. And a timeout for East Mississippi. It's a full timeout. Tell you what, let's step aside for 30 seconds. Back in 30 seconds. Bear basketballs on WAZA and Bear TV.
That is now a correction. That is a full timeout. Full timeout.
Well, we're back here inside the Southwest Basketball Center, First Bank Court, 3:27 to play at 68-60 in favor of East Mississippi. The Bears will inbound this one and bring it length of the floor. Blake will toss it in to Strickland. Strickland will give it back to Blake. Here the Bears come offensively. Bears with the basketball, they'll give it to Moreland. Moreland will go underneath to Javius Moore, and boy, nobody in the lane, and Moore's going to slam that one home. 68-62. Bears on the defensive end now. Pittman with the basketball. Moreland tasked with guarding McClutchin. McClutchin with it. Moreland sticking to him like glue. He'll get rid of it to Butler. Now it's over to Walker. Walker into the lane. Shot put up. It won't go, but a foul called. A foul called on Nate Hudson. Hudson, who picks up his third. It's the 8th against Southwest. It's a shooting foul. So Walker will go to the free throw line. Walker to the free throw line. First one up and good. Walker will make the first. 69-62 the score here at Southwest. A second free throw due. Second free throw good. Walker going to make them both. Makes it 70-62. 2:43 to play here in the second half. Blake with the basketball for the Bears. Blake to Moreland. Moreland, the three ball's up, no good. Rebound picked up by East Mississippi with 2.5. It's Pittman who picks it up for East Mississippi. 2:25 to play, 70-62 with 2:22 to play here in the basketball game. East Mississippi will bleed some time off that clock as the shot clock goes to single digits. Basketball now to Pittman. Pittman gets it out to Smith. Smith will fire a three. That one no good. Hudson, the rebound to Strickland. Strickland for the Bears will throw his one-hander up, no good. Nate Hudson, the putback, good. Nate Hudson on the putback, good, to make it 70-64 with 1:53 to play here at the Southwest Basketball Center. First Bank Court, some Saturday afternoon action. Second time, 2 back-to-back Saturdays, in fact. We have played on Saturday, Pearl River here last Saturday, a game the Bears were making up from the snowed out week. They won that one. Non-division contest with East Mississippi. Bears were scheduled to play Northeast here next Saturday. Coach Brian Bender announcing yesterday that game has been canceled. So the Bears and Northeast will not play here next Saturday. We understand that game won't be played, so right now the Bears don't have any makeup games. The Bear women, 3 on their schedule, a road trip to East Central, a road trip to Pearl River, and a home game with Colin still to be made up on their schedule. So we'll see how Coach Brent Harris and Dr. Britta Stevens handle those 3 makeups. Spring break week, they say, is a possibility to maybe get 1, if not 2 of those games made up that week, but we'll wait and see what the Bears decide officially to do. The basketball will belong to East Mississippi. They will inbound it. Bears will bring the full court pressure to East Mississippi, and they will get it down the floor into the hands of Smith. Smith will hand it to Pittman. Bears sticking to him like glue. Now they go back up top to Butler. Butler hands it to Pittman. Shot clock down to 10. 70-64 the score. Basketball belongs to Pittman. Pittman lost it. Got it back. Shot clock to 3. He'll fire a 3 ball, no good. Bears will grab the rebound with Moore. Moore will give it to Blake. Blake to Strickland. Back to Moore. He's wide open for the 3 ball. Put up, won't fall. Had his look that time and wouldn't go. Now the Bears and Strickland will foul. Strickland will foul with 1:11 to play. Bears down 6. It's Draymond Pittman who will go to the line. He will shoot the 1+ opportunity. Nate Hudson will check out. Walker Moreland checking in for the Bears. Pittman. First one up and no good. We've got a lane violation against East Mississippi and Nick Walker. So a lane violation against Nick Walker. It wouldn't have counted anyway. Bears get it to Blake. Blake In traffic, goes to the hoop, has his shot blocked. It's out of bounds with 1:04 to play. Bears will still own it. Lions will get Roberts back in. Roberts will check in for McCutcheon. Bears will inbound it with 1:04 to play. They're down 6. Blake will get it into Moreland. Moreland gets it back to Blake. Blake working towards the hoop, lays it up, no good. Second effort, lays that one up, it won't go. And now Walker Moreland will come in and commit the foul for Southwest. Bears couldn't get the basket that time down, had to foul. It's Smith who will go to the free throw line.
As the Lions shoot the double bonus for East Mississippi, number 23, Smith.
Ja'Cory Smith, that was the 10th against the Bears. So Smith will shoot a pair this time down. 70-64. First one is up and good. It took a high bounce but got in. 71-64. Ja'Cory Smith, a second free throw coming. Second free throw for Smith. Up and no good. He made one. Bears got to hurry here. Here they come down the floor with Blake. Blake hands it to Strickland. Strickland's three up good. Strickland's three is good for the Bears. Will make it 71-67. Bears will use the timeout with 42.9 to play. And the Bears down 4. So now decision time for Coach Brian Bender and the Bears. If a jump ball is forced, the basketball belongs to him. He's got 2 timeouts left as well to play with in this basketball game. 71-67. The East Mississippi lead with 42.9 seconds to play here at the Southwest Basketball Center, First Bank Court. Don't forget, we're right back here inside the Basketball Center. Monday night, Bears and Hines in action. It will be men's action on WAZA 107.7 FM and, of course, right here on Bear TV. It's a 6 o'clock tip. We'll join you at 5:50 for action on that broadcast. They'll inbound it to East Mississippi. Bears will attempt to not let them not get it across the line. And they get it just off the 10 count. Timeout called on Black as he was going out of bounds. So Blake Butler going to call timeout as he was in a jam, double teamed back up against the scorer's table. So timeout will be used, 29.1 seconds now. The bad point is the Bears are running out of time here on a Saturday afternoon. Bears have broke out of their huddle with Coach Brian Bender. East Mississippi still gathered around their bench. So East Mississippi will get to inbound it on their side of the floor with 29.1 to play. Any foul the Bears commit, East Mississippi would shoot 2. 71-67, East Mississippi leads this one. They'll inbound it. Bears will play defense, and finally the Bears have to foul. It's Zay Blake who's going to foul out. Blake will foul out. Walker Moreland will check in for him. And now Pittman will shoot the 2 shots. Misses the first. Pittman misses the first. He'll have one more coming. Pittman misses the first. The Bear crowd making some noise. Second one's good. Pittman makes one of two. Bears have to hurry. Strickland down the floor to Moore. Moore's three ball up, no good. Rebound picked up by East Mississippi, and he traveled. Traveling called against East Mississippi and Smith as he was going to the floor. So the Bears will get it with 17.7 to play. Bears will ask Smith to inbound it underneath his own goal. Smith will get it to Javius Moore, and Moore will get the basket. Makes it 69. Bears trying to steal the inbounds pass. And East Mississippi just trying to stay away from the foul, and they get wide open. Butler down the floor for a basket. Makes it 74-69. Here comes Strickland. He'll shoot a three. That one's good for the Bears, and timeout called. Strickland, the three ball, and timeout called by the Bears. 3.1 seconds. Bears will use timeout in a 2-point game, 74-71. East Mississippi leading this one. Strickland's three ball put the Bears to within a basket, but East Mississippi will own it. Bears do have one timeout to play with, and the possession arrow does go the way of Southwest. So let's see what the Bears can pull something out of the rabbit's foot here with 3.1 seconds to play here at First Bank Court. Bears, gosh, almost have to instantly foul just to keep enough time on the clock to go length of the floor and hope he misses the free throws or trying to steal the inbounds pass. We'll see what Coach Brian Bender has worked out for his Bears on the defensive side. 74-72, the lead two for East Mississippi. They have two timeouts left as well. East Mississippi got it in and a foul called against Javius Moore. So the Bears do decide to foul instantly.
Southwest foul on number 1, Javius Moore.
And they're going to put 0.2 seconds back on the clock.
Number 23, Smith.
And they will put 2.8 seconds on the clock as Ja'Cory Smith will go to the free throw line. He will shoot the double bonus. One gives the Bears a chance, two just about seals it for East Mississippi. First one up, good. Ja'Cory Smith makes the first. It's a 75-72 three-point game. Bears want to use the timeout. If Smith makes it, it would be a 4-point game with 2.8 to play. That would almost seal it, barring a foul against East Mississippi. If he misses the free throw, the Bears would have a chance to throw a three up and possibly tie this one and send it to overtime. Coach Brian Bender talking strategy with his Bears right now, 75-72 here at the Southwest Basketball Center, East Mississippi and Southwest. The Lions back out on the floor. East Mississippi again coming in action. This afternoon they had played 9 games. They were 6-3 overall, 5-2 in conference play. Bears beat them 90-83 in overtime earlier in the season. This is the return trip as East Mississippi repays the favor. Here's Ja'Cory Smith's second free throw. Bears have no more timeouts. This one for pretty much the ball game. Up and good. Smith makes it. Bears will inbound it. They'll down 4. Smith will give it to Strickland. Strickland will fire it. It's in and good. Did he get fouled? No. Is he fouled? No. They say to 3, and that's it. Strickland, the three ball, makes it 76-75. The Bears are going to lose by 1. They say no foul on the three ball, and that's how this one will end. 76-75. Bears will lose it by 1 here at the Southwest Basketball Center First Bank Court. We'll step aside for 2 minutes and come back with the numbers on this one back in 2 minutes. You're listening to Bear Basketball on WAZA. You're watching Bear Basketball on Bear TV.
I can say I've done a lot of things in my life. I've flown with the Eagles, rolled with the Cowboys, I've barreled through the barriers. One thing I can't say though is that I did it alone. People ask me what makes a legend. I always say it's about being a part of something bigger. It's never just me. It's always one for all. Whatever comes your way, do it together.
Well, final score in this one, 76-75. The Bears get the three ball at the buzzer. Strickland tried to lean in, see if maybe the whistle and the foul would come. It did not. And the Bears will lose this one by 1 here at the Southwest Basketball Center First Bank Court. You look at the scoring for the Bears. Leading scorer for Southwest was Javius Moore. He had 18 in the first in the game. 17 put in by Strickland. It was 13 for Carter, 16 for Zay Blake. Those are the Bears in double figures. Nate Hudson had 4, then Gatson, Moreland, Jenkins, Lamine, and Bogan all with a basket in this contest. So 18 for Moore, 17 for Strickland, 16 for Blake, 13 for Carter, 4 for Hudson, and then 2 apiece for Gatson, Moreland, Jenkins, Lamine, and Bogan. The Bears did have 1 foul out. Zay Blake fouled out of this basketball game late in the second half. You look at the scoring for East Mississippi. The East Mississippi scoring coming from Nick Walker, 25 in the basketball game for Nick Walker, 12 in the first half. He ends the night with 25. He puts in 14 for McCutcheon, 11 for Smith, 11 for Butler, 7 for Roberts, and 4 apiece for Washington and Pittman in the contest. So 25 for Walker, 14 for McCutcheon, 4 apiece for Smith and Butler, 7 for Roberts, and again 4 apiece for Washington and Pittman. You look at the fouls, Ja'Cory Smith played with 4. Let's see, 3 for Pittman. It was 2 for Walker, 2 for McCutcheon, 1 for Deloche, and 1 for Washington in the contest for East Mississippi. Nobody fouls out for the Lions of East Mississippi, and they will win this game 76-75 with the win. East Mississippi on the season now will go to 7-3. They will stay 5-2 in divisions, as this one a non-division tilt against the Bears this afternoon, and they even their series now at 1 game apiece. The Bears winning at East Mississippi on February 6th, 90-83. East Mississippi returning the favor, winning here at the Southwest Basketball Center by a final score of 76-75. Next up for the Bears will be a Monday night tilt. Bears will take on Hines Community College. That'll be Monday night at 6 o'clock right back here inside the Southwest Basketball Centers. The Bears get back into division action against Hines. That's a Monday night game. That game again here at the Southwest Basketball Center, scheduled for a 6 o'clock tip. We'll have it for you right here on WAZA 107.7 FM, and of course right here on Bear TV as well, where you are watching this broadcast here on this Saturday afternoon. So that's our next Bear broadcast Monday night inside the Southwest Basketball Center for the Bears and the Hines. Coach Brian Bender going to join us as we talk to Coach Brian Bender. 76-75 the final score in this one. Nick Walker, 25 for East Mississippi. The leading scorer, Javius Moore, 18 for the Bears in this contest. And Coach, it comes down to the last shot again. It just didn't go the way of the Bears this time.
Last shot, we've ran our out of late game play so many times I had to put in a new one. So that was a new one and it worked, which is beneficial. I said, hey, we're going to go over the top, and if you catch it, try and draw a foul. He kicked his legs. It could have been close.
He did everything he could to get a foul.
Yeah, so
he just didn't get that late whistle.
Yeah, I mean, where the game was lost, I'll just cut right to it. You know, I thought our focus on the defensive end in the first half was very good. We had focus, energy, effort, all things that we preach, paying attention to scouting report. In the second half, we let a couple shooters get open. Number 11 specifically, I forget his last name.
McCutcheon.
Yeah, Hunter from Louisville, one of their out-of-staters. He hit 3 threes in the second half, I believe. And then Hakeem Roberts from Meridian, number 4, he hit a couple in the zone. And, you know, that was the difference in the game, just that little run that they went on. Our guys are tired, man. Our guys are tired. We've played a lot of games in a short amount of time. That's no excuse. We got to fight through and persevere. But you could tell, like, looking at our guys, like, physically we were more tired than we were mentally. And I thought they were a little more mentally tired than physically.
Yeah.
But, you know, at the end of the game, I mean, that's – I mean, I may knock on wood in here. That's the best team in the North. Their record doesn't necessarily show that. They're the best team in the North. And I told our guys we're going to play them again. If you guys want to win a championship and go to Hutch for the first time in school history, it's going to come down to a game between Southwest and East Mississippi.
Well, Coach, you now have to turn your focus around. You talk about the quick turnaround. You had Thursday, Saturday, Monday, so you get basically a day off before you take on Hines. Hines is one of those teams that got you the first time around.
Yeah, Hines got us the first time. They're having a good year, kind of a weird year. We are, 7-4. We've played 11 games. They played 5. You know, they've had power issues. They had, you know, they didn't schedule as many games.
They didn't.
They had some budget issues.
South Division only for Hines too. They didn't play any out of division.
You know,
games.
they're 5-0, but they haven't played Pearl River twice. They haven't played Jones twice. They only played us once. They've only played Meridian once. So you know their losses are coming, but it's just, you know, you gotta protect your home floor, and you know it's gonna be a good game. They're well coached and they play hard. And last time we lost by 5. It was a very close game. You know, but we'll be focused and ready to go.
Looking at the way your schedule sets up, the second half more road games than home games for the Bears, whereas the first part of your schedule was more home than away. Do you do anything differently knowing all these road games are coming?
Not necessarily. I mean, we have the same approach no matter we're playing at home, we're playing on the streets, we're playing visiting teams thing. You know, obviously when you play on the road, every possession counts in every game, but on the road, you know, you're fighting a few other things, other surroundings, you know, unfamiliarity with their gym, unfamiliarity with, you know, playing with more people cheering against you, things like that. But at the end of the day, like, our approach is going to be the same. You know, we're going to give our best attitude, effort, focus. We're going to prepare the same way with my coaching staff and how they do scouting reports and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, we're taking it one day at a time. So, yeah, we might have 4 road games coming up, 4 of our last 6. But we got to take care of business and take it one day at a time and see what happens.
You talked about possibly playing East Mississippi again. We haven't talked a lot about this, but since it's Saturday, we'll kind of mention it. No state tournament this year.
Correct.
Everybody's going to the only a Region 23 tournament, correct?
Yes. So Region 23 is the 15 schools from Mississippi and the 4 schools from Louisiana. So that makes 19 teams. They're doing a 19-team bracket. If you're in the bottom 6, you end up playing, basically like 14 plays 19, 15 plays 18, and so on and so forth. And then it turns into a 16-team bracket. Everybody plays in that round of 16 that got a bye, in essence. And those 3 teams that lose are going to be out, and those 3 teams that win. And they're at the highest seeds thing until the Final 4. So Southwest right now would probably be like the 8 seed, somewhere in the middle. If we can win a couple down the stretch here and get some help, it's going to end up, we might be a 5, 6, 7 seed, somewhere in there. We could also turn around and end up a 1 or 2 seed. You never know, because you've only had 3 losses in the league, and 3 losses in the league will win the league. So how this works, you go Sweet 16, and then Elite 8, and then Final 4 will be at Mississippi College, and then the championship at Mississippi College. So you have 1 or 2 days in between each one, and it's over the course of like 10 days that you play a 19-team tournament, and it'll be anybody's game. We should get at least 1 home game, so hopefully we could pack it to capacity of what we're allowed to with COVID, and we'll play one of those teams that's probably towards the bottom half, either in Louisiana, the North, or the South. Preferably the North or Louisiana, if you ask me, because every game's close. But
I was going to say, nobody in the South is easy, are they?
No, not at all. But, we'll be ready, and, we have a diverse roster. We have 2 weeks off before we play one of those games. I might schedule one more, but I'm not going to play 10 days up to that day. Because I don't want to have any quarantine COVID protocols. So if anything were to happen, you play for a championship at the end of a year, and I want to give our guys an opportunity to do that. Our school's never been to Hutch in the history of the school. There is no state tournament, and there's some really good teams, but it's also very equal. Like, there's a lot of parity. Holmes could win it, East could win it, Northeast could win it, Eunice could win it, Pearl, Hines, us, Meridian. And it could be any of those 8, and it's going to be a heck of a tournament.
Something to be said for getting hot at the right time, too.
Yeah, so, down the stretch, but at the same time, like, everyone's going to have 7, 10 days off. So it's like, who's going to bring the juice? Who's going to have energy? Who's going to be focused? Who's going to have the best scouting report? Who's going to have fresh legs? We'll have our full roster by then. Mike Barber should be back next week sometime. He got an MRI on Friday. They're reading it on Monday. He could be cleared Monday. I don't know if he'll be I doubt he'll be ready to play, but potentially Thursday.
I was going to say potentially Thursday, though, to have him back in the lineup.
Definitely.
That's your leading scorer. You need him.
Leading scorer, leading rebounder, leading shot blocker, probably an All-American candidate. I mean, you name it, and we're battling and we're competing without him, and that shows character with our team, shows depth, next man up, and we can play with anybody. We can also lose to anybody. That's just the way it is this year.
Everybody but one scores a point for the Bears as well, so a lot of people get their names in the offensive record books today.
There you go.
Coach, thanks a lot. We'll see you Monday night at Hines Community College. Time to get a little retribution against Hines Monday night, 6 o'clock here in the basketball center.
Sir. Thanks for listening.
Thanks a lot. We appreciate it. And I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll look at the final score here, 76-75. That'll do it for us here on Bear TV and also on WAZA. By the way, the Bear women over in softball won a 10-2 game here this afternoon over at Lady Bear Park. They will play again in Game 2. Game 2 probably in progress right now. If you're wanting to look for some softball, why not head over to Lady Bear Park for Game 2 with Baton Rouge Community College. Schedule for next week sets up like this. Monday night here inside the Southwest Basketball Center is the Bear men taking on Hines Community College. We'll have that one for you 6 o'clock Monday night. Tuesday, it is Colin and Southwest in softball action. First pitch, 3 o'clock over at Lady Bear Park for that one. Thursday night, it will be Jones and Southwest. We'll have women's action here in the basketball center for you at 6 p.m. Jones women, a very good team, and we'll give Southwest a good run. We'll see how they do on Thursday night with Coach Brent Harris. And then, of course, on Friday, those games now Friday, Coahoma and Southwest in softball action. You can watch those on Bear TV as well. That's what's coming up next week for you on Bear TV. And, of course, we'll have some of those broadcast on the radio at WAZA 107.7 FM as well. Thanks for joining us. Final score didn't go the way of the Bears this time, 76-75. The Bears lose it, although they get to 3 at the buzzer. The foul didn't come, so the Bears will lose this one by 1, and we'll regroup and see you Monday night, 6 o'clock right here inside the Southwest Basketball Center. Thanks for joining us on Bear TV and WAZA. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and don't forget, go Bears.